going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the Show and Tell podcast with Brian and Jay. I'm Brian, he's Jay, and on this episode, we're just going to start talking about a bunch of different things. Jay, you actually got to go to your first wrestling show. We'll talk about that later on in the podcast, but right now, it's been a while, so I just want to see how you're doing because I haven't seen you in a good minute. So we got a little
Blitzy down here, just acting up. I'll show you all later on. He's a big boy. It's okay, buddy. I'm tired, but I'm good. Feeling good after drinking. Between the peach, whatever the hell we had at that restaurant, and then cup 2. Feels good. I feel good.
Now, one thing that kind of was brought up when we were driving back to your place was how friendships and relationships are quite similar. Now, one thing I just wanted you to elaborate on for the podcast, because I actually stopped you before you could go into detail about it. What about relationships and friendships and hanging out with this little pup right here?
Told you I'm a proud uncle, y'all.
What about friendships and relationships stand out to you the most, and what make them similar?
I mean, basically you have an allegiance, you have a loyalty, you have a honoring of, somebody that you truly care about. You'll do anything for them. And a lot of times when it comes to friendships and relationships, those things get very intertwined. Excuse me. That's how much I've been drinking. This should be interesting. But, that's how, things, we all know the situation where, it's like you're spending too much time with your significant other versus your best friend. Okay, buddy, I know. I'm trying to multitask. Just even friendships. Friendships from the longest time, it takes work. It's not... it's not just you just sitting in a room with an individual. It's, you actually, giving a fuck about them and everything that they're doing and, what they want to do. And it's reciprocated, and it needs to be reciprocated. That's how friendships work. And, it's definitely a task to do everything, especially if you're in a relationship and you still have very, very, very tight-knit friendships. I've seen it time and time again where it's, somebody feels neglected. Either it's your significant other or it's your friends. It's a huge balancing act. And, we're all at that point now in our mid to late 20s where I think we're all learning how to navigate both.
Okay, I got a question for you then. Which is harder to deal with? A breakup between two friends or a breakup between you and a significant other?
Ooh. That's a hard one because, it depends on how close the friendship was and how close y'all were in the relationship. Obviously with a significant other, if you guys were about to be engaged or married, that's a big step there, That's not something to... We're talking about relationships.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is this a breakup text coming in right now? A breakup text coming in
Holy
live.
shit, yes. I don't know. I don't follow them. I don't know what the hell's going on. As far as I know, yes.
Wait, please go on. Is this a live breakup going on? Because I would like a live support.
I just got asked if two people were or somebody was engaged, and they were two people that I was cool with at one point in time that I'm not cool with anymore. But that goes along with the whole friendships versus relationships things. Man, see, look, I can go into... Man, look, But anyway, going back to your thing, it really just depends on how close y'all were. I know, buddy. Versus, everything else. If you were extremely close, then obviously, as far as like a friendship goes, it hurts. It's not the easiest thing in the world to go through. You might be fine in the meantime, but at some point, you're gonna be like, well, damn, like, this was my go-to person, and now I don't have that anymore. But it's the same thing in a relationship where, damn, this person was my everything, and now I don't have them anymore. That was supposed to be a piece of me, you know, the other half of me, and now I don't have them anymore. So it could be that bad, or it could be like, well, you win some, you lose some. You know, I learned something from it. Let's go to the next one, or let me heal up, or, you know, hopefully you heal up, not just jump after jump after jump, because that's not good. That's not healthy.
I honestly feel like you have the basis of the next great Taylor Swift song based off of everything that you said about breakups.
No, a motherfucking novel. Fuck a song. Fuck a song. I'm talking about a novel, but I'm not a writer. Okay, buddy, I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't give you my hand so that you can chew on. God.
Okay, which is worse to deal with? A breakup with a loving dog or a relationship?
Oh my God. What's even worse than both of those is a breakup when you lose a dog.
Oh.
Because I've been through that a couple of times now.
Our buddy Blitz is probably scared of that prospect too, and that's probably why you've been allowing your hand to get nibbled on underneath the table.
Well, when you lose a friend or a relationship and they have the dog, and it's like that dog was a piece of you, you know, it kind of sucks. Like, you'll never get another dog like that.
Spoken like a true dunkle.
I'm just saying.
And for those of you that don't know, Dunkle is a dog Uncle Jared.
I'm a proud dunkle of like 5, 6. I don't even know how many dogs at this point.
Jay had to educate me on that definition because
I'll become a father at some point, just not today.
well, you're gonna have to find a significant other first. But
there's always adopt. Adopt, don't shop. People rescue, don't go buy.
On that note, let's take a quick break. But when we come back, we'll talk about Jay, your first wrestling show experience, and it was quite a good one. We'll talk more about it when we come back on the Show and Tell podcast with Brian and Jay.
I need his toy.
You need to put that shit in vibrate. I was like,
well, I didn't know that it was gonna fucking ring.
I was gonna yell out loud too. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh gosh, stop!
I was like, go figure. She's engaged. Are you fucking serious?
And we're back. Now it's time for us to talk about something that we did the other night. We went to a wrestling show, DFW All Pro Wrestling. DFW All Pro Wrestling. Jay, it was your very first ever wrestling show. What were your thoughts on it?
I mean, I was I've seen a little bit on TV, a little bit of wrestling, but nothing major or anything like that. So it was actually pretty entertaining to sit there and watch. I don't know how those chest slaps didn't hit, because yesterday while I was washing the car, I was starting up the power washer and somehow slapped the hell out of my titty, and that shit fucking hurt like a bitch. And that was purely accident, so I couldn't imagine doing it on purpose, you know. I'm just saying, I mean, those hits sounded pretty intense, and, you know, just being able to, I don't know, like, take those hits and hit that ground like that. I mean, I'm little, so it would have snapped every bone in my body, so props.
Now, there were a few points during the show where I noticed you actually kind of had a look of interest where you felt like you could actually hang in the ring.
No, the fuck I didn't, especially when Homeboy, I don't remember which fighter it was, but that motherfucker was looking in our direction, talking about come in the fucking ring and do something. I was like, I didn't even say shit. I wasn't shit talking or nothing, and I was just chilling. It looked like he was staring at me, but I was like, oh, I ain't do nothing. I'm just chilling, bro. I'm watching, observing. Don't look my direction. I'm not trying to get called out by no wrestler. I don't know what the hell going on.
Well, to be fair, it's all part of the show, and it's a lot of fun. I've been to a handful of those shows, but one thing that I always enjoy is just seeing the way that the crowd reacts to the different wrestlers that come into the ring.
Oh no, they were definitely. It was interesting because they were into it. I mean, you had the women in the corner just shit talking, and then you had the random dude. He was shit talking. I think he was making some racial comments, but I mean, whatever. That was his prerogative.
Now,
like, all right.
To me, I have an idea of what your favorite part of the show was, but I'll let you say what your favorite part was, and then I'll share what I thought it was.
Why don't you share what you thought my favorite part was? And see if
Okay,
it
well,
matches
in
up.
fairness, I noticed you started to perk up a little bit. You kind of erected from your chair a little bit once the female wrestlers came out for their part of the show. And you seemed very excited, and that's when your phone came out and you were starting to record some of the things that were happening in the ring. So that's my assessment of what your favorite part of the show was. To me, it's really cool just to see the way that the fans interact and react whenever each wrestler comes out. But it was particularly interesting how you reacted once the female wrestlers came out there.
I mean, I've never seen it before, and I was anybody that was looking at my Snapchat, I was not drunk. I was actually completely sober, a little wired, a little tired, but I was actually completely sober. But it was just very entertaining. I've never seen anything quite like it, but I was thoroughly enjoying the three-sided cat fight. It was, I don't know how to describe it, but it was interesting.
Now, one of the main reasons why you and I went to the show was to see a good friend of mine, Sammy Guevara, who was kind enough to let me purchase one of these hoodies, which you could buy on sammyguevara.com, and be sure to subscribe to him on YouTube as well.
And Twitter.
And Twitter and Instagram. Search for Sammy Guevara. One of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet. And for you, this was an opportunity for you to meet someone that you connected with on social media. You follow him on social media, and now you got the chance to meet him. What was it like for you?
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I feel like I know the guy. I mean, especially since y'all have a history, it's interesting getting to know people from, you know, y'all's history and seeing, wow, like he's big time. I mean, it's not a game. It's like he is legit. And I remember he followed me on Twitter. I don't even know how long ago. It was a long time ago. Obviously, it was after I had met you and we were following each other, but I noticed we were mutual followers, so I was like, okay, I'll follow him, I don't care. And, you know, he was doing the wrestling thing, and it was like, wow, like, you know, I would see his stuff all the time, and, you know, it always looked very legit. So, you know, getting the invitation to go check him out, I was like, okay, this is cool, like, maybe I'll get to meet him, and, you know, I got to meet him, so I was like, wow, like, I actually meet somebody famous, like, holy shit, you know? That was pretty cool. He's a really nice guy, like, and his fight was incredible. I was actually really surprised. Like, I mean, he clearly put a lot into it. There's a lot going on at once, and you could tell he was really into it, and it was really good. It's a really good fight for my first one. I don't know what to expect, so, I mean, I'm just like, man, put it down. I was thoroughly impressed.
And to be honest with you, hearing that perspective, because I've been fortunate enough to be there from the very beginning, Sammy, a good friend of mine, and seeing just the metamorphosis of his career and seeing all of a sudden now people know who he is, and the guy right in front of us was wearing his t-shirt, and we saw a number of people with different signs cheering him on. It was so incredible because it felt just like yesterday for me that I was going to one of his shows and no one in the crowd knew who this kid was, and now he's evolved into someone that's so talented and entertaining in this industry. And the fact that someone that has never been to one of these shows is saying all these things about him is a testament to all the hard work that he has.
No, yeah, definitely. Job well done. I was definitely very impressed. Just off of, you know, not knowing anything, and I'm obviously not the biggest sports person ever that you will ever meet, but I was extremely impressed, and definitely the nicest guy that you could probably ever meet.
And if you haven't already, check out Jay's Instagram to see the picture that he and Sammy took after the show. It's actually one of my favorite pictures that I've ever taken because just Jay, the look on your face, a genuine joy. I've never seen someone ever smile when they've been put into a chokehold, but yet there it is. Check out Jay's Instagram for that picture. It's really cool, really awesome. But
And if you don't like that picture, you're an asshole. I'm just saying.
But on that note, I guess we'll just transition because we're on the theme of wrestling. Obviously, we see wrestlers, they have different personas, different characters. We've seen different people transition into the wrestling industry. Ronda Rousey, she's in wrestling. We've seen a lot of people like The Rock that has crossed over from wrestling into the entertainment industry. But Jay, for you, if you were in pro wrestling, what would your wrestling name be?
I don't know. I mean, Sammy goes by his real name. I mean, I don't think I'd go by my real name, but just a variation. I don't know. I should have been drinking, and I would have been able to think about what the hell I wanted to be called.
Well, if I may give a suggestion, one of the shirts that sticks out that you've worn before when we were in college, Life of the Party.
I can't claim that one though.
In all fairness, I'll switch it up.
Ow, fucker. Sorry. He's biting me.
In all fairness, I would switch it up from Life of the Party to Life of the Show. That would be your wrestling name, I feel
I
like.
could go with that.
Life of the Show, Jaron Michael Connerly.
That's too much wording, though.
No, it's a nickname. It's a nickname, like the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. The Life of the Show.
Well, Sammy is Sammy Guevara, you know, the best ever.
Yeah, Sammy is the best ever.
So simple, so easy. You know, you don't have to do much with, you know, like you don't have to think hard about it
Okay.
to figure it out.
That
you
was
know?
just a suggestion for me.
I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know what it would be, but it would be something like that. Simple, easy, to the point.
For me, because my last name is so complex and
Yeah, say your last name, because I was actually thinking about that
Actually,
about 20 minutes ago. As I'm sitting here looking at it.
how would you say it? And I'll correct you because I'm always interested to see how people actually say my last name.
Magliolin is how I would pronounce it.
Close. That was actually a lot closer than a lot of people. Mag glue you on. So think of the sentence glue you on. I'm gonna glue you on the wall if you mispronounce my name. So Mag is gonna glue you on the wall if you mispronounce my name.
Okay.
So that's easy to remember.
I've never heard of that, but okay, we'll go with that.
And to think we've been friends for quite a while, and you've
I've
never learned.
just been guessing, you know, fake it till you make it.
And you still haven't made it yet. But either way, my wrestling name would probably be a play off of my favorite wrestler, Shawn Michaels. I would actually go with Brian Michaels, probably.
But that's not your name.
Maybe. Well, yeah, neither is Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels isn't his name.
How you?
His real name is Shawn Michael Hickenbottom. Or no, Michael Shawn Hickenbottom. I don't know.
Higginbotham?
Hickenbottom. Yeah.
Are you sure it's not Botham?
No, bottom, like actual bottom. Like bell bottoms.
Are you sure?
Google it.
I mean, I could Google it, but I'm just saying. Are
No,
you sure?
I'm
'Cause
a
I've heard of Higginbotham, but
No,
I've never heard.
Hickenbottom. And then, you know, Triple H is no, instead of Hunter Hearst Helmsley, he's actually Paul Levesque.
Wait, what the? What is your deal?
Blitz is actually just Blitz, but you know, wrestlers don't.
I mean,
don't
I get that. I just don't.
I mean, you have those few wrestlers that actually go by their actual name, like John Cena, Sammy Guevara, Randy Orton. But
And there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
I think that's simple. Keep it easy.
so you think Brian Maglione would actually sell tickets? If someone saw it on a marquee, they would say, you know what, I will go see that guy, Brian Maglione.
If you were winning, yeah.
If I was winning,
Yeah.
there you go. That's another layer in this wrestling industry that a guy who just went to his first show may not quite understand, but note to self, I will try my best. If I do get the chance to, I will try my best to win my match.
I mean, I don't
Every
know
time
how
I go
it's
out.
done. I'm just saying. If you're supposed to be winning a bunch of them, Why are you swimming on the floor? I just don't understand.
And for those of you listening on the podcast, no, I am not swimming on the floor. Jay's talking about Blitz.
Oops. Sorry, buddy.
Friendly dog that's invaded our set.
Do y'all want to see him? Come on.
If you're watching the video, you can see Blitz.
He's a heavy little fuck.
Oh
Oh,
my
goodness.
gosh, Blitz looks scared.
Put that tail down. Okay. He doesn't like to be cuddled.
Man, he's grown.
He's fat. Well, he's not fat. You're not fat.
Your computer's covering him. Here we go.
Hey, don't shut it on the cord. That's how you snap screens.
I didn't slam it, I just...
I know, but that's how you snap. Ow! Your nails are long again, dude. Do you want to get down? Are you okay with being up here? He wants to get down, so I'm going to let him down. That's what good dunkles do. Or
Now-
he wants to stay up. He doesn't know what the hell he wants to do. Come on.
Now I'll just ask you, Jay, just because you've been entertaining Blitz throughout this podcast. What's your favorite part about being a quote-unquote dunkle? And leave a comment below if you've actually heard the phrase dunkle. But what's your favorite part about being a dunkle?
Dunkle or don't? Not having the financial responsibility. Thank y'all.
I hope you're seeing this.
It's so beautiful not having the financial responsibility of having a dog, but being able to enjoy a dog like it's yours.
And
Love you.
off screen, Blitz's daddy.
It's flipping me off. I'm sure Morgan's probably flipping me off too, but that's okay. Love y'all.
With that being said, we will take one more quick break, but stay tuned. We'll finish up this podcast when we come back. Okay, we're still
I
recording.
can't type correctly. Oh my god. Dude, I just want to go for a drive right now. This fucking sucks. I need to stop drinking. Like, I just want to go drive my baby. Not even my baby. But my silver chariot has returned. And I'm like happy as hell about it.
We could do that.